Hey everybody, happy Friday. So as we look at the markets this week, we have been seeing interest rates rise almost every day here. And a lot of this is due to the rising oil and gas prices. As we see oil and gas prices rising, the bonds market does not like this. So that means rising interest rates for us. And a lot of this is tied with the Russia-Ukraine events, but then we also have inflation, right? Inflation is going crazy. With all of this set aside, one of the things that we're looking for next week is the Fed meeting on March 16th. They're discussing most likely a 25 basis point interest rate hike, and that could also affect our mortgage interest rates. So one of the things I want to talk about is the inverted yield curve. If you've heard of this, we're looking at the 10-year treasury minus the 2-year treasury, and it looks at okay, how much of a return are you going to get on a 2-year versus 10-year investment? It would make most sense that you'd get a larger return on your 10-year investment. However, sometimes this is not the case. And on this chart, we see when it goes into the red, this is called the inverted yield curve because we are going into that negative territory. Why this is important is because when we do go into the red on this, it's a very, very accurate indicator of when we hit a recession. So as we see this past couple months, we've been almost dive bombing right towards that inverted yield curve line, which is pretty scary. And right now we're sitting at about 25 basis points, 23, 24 basis points above zero. When the Fed announces their hike next week, we could potentially see that push us below there, which could indicate a recession. And why I bring this up is because let's take a look at how the housing market is affected in a recessionary period. And when we look at this chart, we see that every recession has actually, the housing prices and the housing market has continued to rise because typically when you see a recession, interest rates go down, housing prices go up. Now, you probably see one exception on here, and that's the 07-08 recession. And this is because the recession was due to the housing market. It wasn't due to other economic factors like we're seeing right now. So keep an eye on this. Pretty crazy week ahead. So let me know if you guys need anything over the weekend. And I'm gonna leave you with the quote of the week, which is, "A river cuts through rock not because of its power, but because of its persistence."